Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Studlord here with more deals to die for. But don't worry, I'm not going to sing all of them. So it's going to be the best deals of the week for the UK, USA, EU and Canada. And let's kick things off with the UK. So, quick mention first of all for Downtown, still on sale at Amazon, 31% off for this retiring Lego set, which is the pick of the crop for City, one of the biggest and best that they've done, amazing range of minifigures. I think this is going to be the last time you'll see anything like a discount this big before this set retires around the middle of this year. So, act quick and grab that one. Then for Technic fans, or indeed just those who like watching a big chopper whirl round and round, this is the Lego Technic Airbus. 25% off at £135. Sounds like a good deal to me. It can indeed be motorised and it is jolly big. Can't fly, of course, which is a shame, but at least you get the motion, which is good. Interesting build, obviously fantastic to have on display. Good educational piece for children as well, and obviously fun to play with. And Amazon also have 25% off of the NASA Mars rover, and I really do think this is one worth grabbing. Obviously, we've got a lot of space sets coming this year. It would be a shame to miss out on this older one. So 25% off, pretty good deal. And then a quick shout out again to the retiring wave of Harry Potter sets, the Shrieking Shack and Whomping Willow, currently being 26% off. The others also all on sale on Amazon at the moment, 20% off. So pretty good time to grab those. But what's even better is some new sets. So our brand new Kingfisher is currently discounted down to just £36 at Game. That's an awesome deal. This set really hasn't been out that long at all, and it's a really good one. It doesn't look great on the box art, I don't think, but in person certainly looks a whole lot better, so that's a nice one to grab. What's also a good deal is the Lego Fauna Collection. Yes, the macaw parrots are currently also below retail price for a brand new set over on Game as well. They've got some good discounts going on at the moment, so if you are a fan of art, this is a really nice colourful one for you. Alternatively, if you want a neat little city set, the fire station, with of course fire engine as well, is also discounted down to £56. Normally retails at £70, so again, a nice little saving on that one too. And of course the roller skate, for some reason, again, you only get the one rather than two, which is a little bit silly, but hey ho, not bad for £20. And that is a small £5 saving off the retail price as well, again for this new set, as indeed is the watering can. So if you do like these sort of 3-in-1 creator sets, which are always quite nice and colourful and fun to have, you can get small discounts off them at the moment at Game, which considering they are new sets is obviously very welcome. On the flip side of that though, if you fancy yourself a retired set, the Boba Fett Throne Room, this came out back in 2022, it has now retired on Lego, so you can no longer buy it from there. But the retail price for this was £90, so you are actually getting a nice little saving, about 20% off of that, on this retired set. So if you missed out or didn't fancy buying it before at full retail, now is pretty much going to be your last chance to grab this set. Then if we skip on over to Argos, we've got the typewriter. This is also going to be retiring before much longer, but you can grab 20% off of this set. Will depend on where you are. Some of their stores have them in stock, others don't, so you'll just need to check through that. But I absolutely love this set. It's obviously a 1-to-1 scale, wonderful replication of a typewriter. It does work in the sense of the keys move. Obviously, unfortunately, you can't actually use it for typing. That would have been really lovely. But if you're a fan of writing like I am, I mean, I actually grew up using a typewriter. This is just an absolutely beautiful and wonderful set to have, filled with nostalgia, so £172, great deal on that one. And you've also got 20% off of the fairly new Disney Hocus Pocus house, the Sanderson Sisters Cottage. Again, I'm a big fan of Hocus Pocus. I grabbed this the second that it actually came out, which meant that I did pay full price for it, unfortunately, but hey ho, that's the way it goes sometimes. 20% though is the deal off at the moment, and a damn good deal it is too. I do really like this set. Obviously, if you are a fan of the film, or indeed films, as the second one was pretty decent as well, this is a good set to have. Unfortunately, you don't get the Billy Bones minifigure, which is just really, really stupid. Don't know why they missed him out. I know there are places that sell customised minifigures of it. Obviously, not an official Lego one, but sort of makes sense to round it out. Nonetheless, though, good deal, 20% off that one. I love it. And then if you are an art fan, you've got the Great Wave, which is just a fantastic piece of wall art at a really good price. So £67.50, pretty good price for an iconic piece of artwork. I mean, this retails at £90 normally, which, to be frank, I don't think is actually that bad, but then I am an art fan. So this is a good price for this set. Great to have on display. I'd say if you're a collector, you need to have this piece. From an investment point of view, it's not forecast badly either based off of the retail. So if that's your side of thing as well, getting it at this sort of price seems like a pretty good idea. Alternatively, if you're an out-and-out swinger, jazz that is, then you might be interested in the Jazz Band Quartet, £72 again, 20% off. Just remember, you will need to check whether there's a store near you that has this in stock. This is one of the sets, there's actually fewer of them. There's actually only a few stores left around the country that have it in stock, so you will need to check that. But if one of them is reasonably near you, this is a pretty decent little set to be grabbing for this sort of money off. I know it's not to everyone's taste, but hey, if it's your cup of tea, I would definitely go grabbing this. It's got one of the best ROIs attached to it from an investment point of view, and it is a retiring set. So, 20% off, I shall say no more. Then, if you are a big kid at heart like I am, who grew up dreaming of being an adventurer, there's really nothing better than a Lego globe. And yes, this does in fact spin as well. I don't know if they'll show it in this video. No, they won't. Typical. Never mind. It does spin around. It's a really cool one. Obviously just to have on display. In fact, it's one of those pieces that if you don't actually have that much Lego, you know, room for it, and you just want a few pieces, this is one, you put it on display, anybody who comes around, it's going to spark conversation. Absolutely fantastic set. I love it. 25% off. Yes, please. Alternatively, if you fancy something a little bit newer, and from the botanical range, our tiny plants are also 20% off at Argos at the moment. Good range of deals this week. Now, I'll be honest, these are not my favourites out of the botanicals line, but they are still fairly decent, and obviously, if you are a collector of the botanicals like I am, you sort of need to have them. And it does give us a good little range of plants. You've obviously got the cacti there, and whatever this thing's supposed to be, looks a bit like a flamingo plant, I'm not sure. Anyway, 20% off of those. Again, new set, very welcome. As is now the 25% off of the Batmobile tumbler. I mentioned missing out on the deal on this that was going on at Asda's last week. Well, now you can grab 25% off of it thanks to Argos. Very impressive set. Obviously, we've got the new wave of Batman sets coming this summer that are going to be based off of the animated series. But if you fancied getting yourself the tumbler, pretty good price to do it. A little bit expensive at full retail, so this is definitely more welcome. And lastly, for Argos, a shout out to the Peugeot Le Mans hypercar. £50 off, down from 170 to 120. Better than a smack on the head with a rolling pin for sure. Definitely a decent build experience. Obviously, it looks fantastic when you've got it on display. So if you're a Technic fan, go and grab yourself that deal. Then if we head on over to Asda's, or more specifically George, their clothing department, which understandably sells Lego. I really don't get that. Never mind. Maybe we'll start a new fashion, just wearing Lego. You know, do it out of the Lego boxes. Send that down a catwalk. Everybody will go crazy for it. Anyway, £50 off of our Technic McLaren Formula 1 race car. I know this one was popular. Definitely a cool set. So 30% off of this. Very welcome. These deals really don't hang around long typically on Asda, so act fairly quickly on it. For example, this one, our Technic Audi. This is a remote control Lego car, and they haven't done many of these at all. Certainly not where they are readily powered out of the box. Albeit batteries not included, but everything else is. Normally you have to do a bit of customization to these. And just how cool is this? A remote control Lego car. This promises absolutely hours of fun. So much so, I even went out and grabbed one for myself. And I look forward to having a lot of fun with that. So 30% off of this one, definitely a good saving. And then my last pick for Asda's is the Ninjago Dragons Rising set number 71796. This is your Elemental Dragon versus Empress mech. And this is a good one for the kids. I'd say it's one of the better play sets that they actually did in this particular wave. Certainly a lot more impressive than some of the others. However, the retail price for this, as indeed it was for the entirety of this Ninjago wave, was too high. It was a silly price. So now saving, again, 30% off of this, much more attractive price. Whoops, what have I done there? Never mind, don't want to do pay in 3. So I would say this is a great time to be picking this up. You know, stick it away for a birthday or Christmas or something. Good price now for this set. Nice little gift. Then if we head on over to the Savvy Zavvy, which none of you have still told me how to pronounce, by the way. I mean, you know, come on. I've asked several times now, but hey ho. So Savvy Zavvy, Home Alone house, £20 off. Not a fantastic deal. I have seen it better. I posted about that on my Instagram the other day. But considering that this was full retail pretty much everywhere else, and it was on back order at Lego for absolutely ages over Christmas. Now is a great time to be grabbing it for any discount at all, quite frankly. You can pretty much guarantee that come next Christmas, everybody's going to want this again and the price is just going to have gone up. So give that a think. Good time to be grabbing it. And heading back to 3-in-1 Creator, they've also got £10 off of one of my favourite sets, okay? This is your giraffe, lion, gazelle, mix and match. Hey, you even get a little pink flamingo in there as well. I really do like this Creator set. I think it's awesome, and you can currently grab £10 off of that as well. So that is very welcome. So that's my pick for the deals in the UK this week, and there was a lot of them. So act quick on those, go and grab them. But of course, make sure to watch the rest of the video, even if it's not applicable to your region, because hey, I need the watch time. So yeah, do it for me. So it's time now to head on over to the EU, and we will start once again on Amazon, and they also give you a discount at the moment off of the Fauna collection. So obviously the new set being the macaw parrots, 24% off, decent discount on this one. I just think it's a really pretty colourful little set, so if it's your sort of thing, I'd definitely act on that fairly swiftly. But what'll appeal to probably more of you is this, 16% off of the Dune Ornithopter. I can rarely remember something with such a long pre-order period. It came out in February, and I think they were doing pre-orders for this all the way back in, what was it, September, October? Massively popular. But do you know what makes it even better? Yeah, getting it at a discount. Pretty decent for a set that's not been out that long at all. I mean, besides just looking cool, this is also a really interesting build. Putting it together, load of functioning parts. Mind you, that said, you will have to keep it at home, because with this amount of blades on it, I think if you tried taking this down the street, you'd probably get arrested or something for carrying a dangerous weapon. It certainly looks mean and nasty, doesn't it? But definitely a fantastic display piece. Great one to grab. Discount very welcome. And then I had to pop this one in the basket for some reason for the discount to come up, but yeah. €107 for Optimus Prime. Decent discount on this one. Have seen it cheaper, admittedly, but not for quite a long time, so this is pretty decent for yourselves in the EU. Bear in mind, the new Transformers movie is going to be out later this year, and that will probably mean that we might even see some more Lego-related products, and definitely a surge in popularity for this one. Quite frankly, it is just an absolutely awesome build. Whilst it is rather fiddly to actually go putting together, the fact that it does completely transform from Optimus Prime in his fighting stance over to an actual working movable lorry, you know, to do that out of Lego parts, it is really interesting. And if, you know, for nothing else, I actually suggest getting this set for that, because I couldn't believe quite how well they managed to make this transform. When you've got it in, you know, either build option, you think there's no way this can turn into the other, and yet it does. So really impressive. Then my next top pick for you this week in the EU is the Lego City Police Chase at the bank. I really quite like this set. I know it's got mixed reviews, it's only small, but there's a lot going on in it. You obviously get a couple of different vehicles, decent little set of minifigures as well. It's just really fun. I think this adds a lot to a city lineup and has one of the best play factors going for it. I think it's absolutely super cool. You know, the fact that you get your trucks, your helicopter as well, it's just a really good lineup. And very similar can be said for the Lego City Hospital. Again, you've got your helicopter, you've got your little ambulance, good little array of minifigures as well. Decent little hospital, certainly not as detailed as the likes of the Bricklink Series 4 hospital submissions that we saw. I covered those in my video recently, so if you missed that, go and check it out. I'll pop the link in the description below. But yeah, fun, colourful little build. I do like this one quite a bit. Again, €20 off of that, definitely not bad. But next up, who you gonna call? Yeah, it's Ghostbusters. This is retiring soon. Obviously, we've got the new movie coming out, Frozen Empire, which is going to re-spark the interest in Ghostbusters, and it is the 40th anniversary this year. There's rumours of some Ghostbusters and Brickheads, some new ones coming out. I'm really wanting that to be true, to materialise into some proper solid leaks, rather than just being rumours. So fingers crossed for that. No word on a new set though, so this is probably going to be one of your last chances to grab this. I got it the other day. It's still in the box, haven't built it yet, but I'm looking forward to doing so. Really cool looking set. So yeah, €40 off of that. Pretty good deal. Better than running into a short-sighted squirrel on a naturist hike. And then we've got Harry Potter Hogwarts Icons collectibles. This again is something that I have rather prominently on display. It's a really interesting piece. Lots of different parts to it. There's certainly things they could have done better. You can't really display the potion bottles very well. The fact that you can technically only connect one scarf unless you start messing around with it and mocking it, which is actually what I did in the end so that we could have more than one on display. All of that said, it is a cool looking piece, and yeah, €45 off makes it certainly a lot more palatable than the retail price. So that's definitely a nice one. And lastly, just wanted to give a shout out to The Justifier. This is, of course, now retired, but Bad Batch Season 3 is going to be back on our screens on Disney Plus very shortly. I think it's just in a couple of weeks' time, actually. So if you missed out on this while it was available, now is your chance to grab it at not too bad a price for a retail set. And you know what? It's a pretty cool looking thing as well. So thank you very much for that. Into toys. That's it for the EU. Time to skip on over to the United States of America. So we'll kick things off at Walmart, and depending on what state you're in, they do have some small savings off of a range of the Speed Champions sets. So with so many new Speed Champions coming out this year, now's a pretty good time to catch up on your collection if you have missed out on them. They're certainly pretty welcome. Alternatively, if a Technic car is more your thing, then the cool little Bugatti is currently $10 off, and that's definitely not bad. This is a fun little one. Looks good for display, but also really good for play as well. I do like this one a lot. However, I do just have to give a shout out to something before we move on. I think I need to introduce this week a Worst Deal of the Week award. And without a shadow of a doubt, it needs to go to this. So I was just glancing through and I thought, what's this? Friends Pony Washing Stable. I mean, certainly not anything that I would normally go for, but I'm thinking, you know what? Decent little gift. I couldn't believe it's normally apparently $16. I'd question that. But yeah, $2.50. I thought, yeah, it's all right for a gift, isn't it? Well, guess what? Let's click into that. And suddenly it becomes $22. So apparently it was $16. It's discounted to $2.50, but is now $22 for this. So, yeah, that is your Worst Deal Ever of the Week award. Thank you very much for that, Walmart. What a load of nonsense. So, moving swiftly on, head on over to Best Buy and we can actually grab a decent little discount, once again, off of Boba Fett's Throne Room. So, if you just watched the bit in the UK, you will know that this is a retired set now, and if you missed out on it while it was available at retail, now is your chance to grab it. So definitely not bad at all. $25 off of a retired set. That's definitely one that you should grab. Alternatively, if Marvel is more your thing, they've got $15 off of the Goat Boat. Not too bad, actually. I was very much in two minds about this set when it first came out, but it really has grown on me. Perhaps it's because our two little brick-built goats there are so much more colourful than the new ones that we've now been given. But for whatever reason it is, I do like this set. I think it's cool. It was a little bit overpriced, to be fair, at retail, so this is now a whole lot more fair. And probably one of the best ones for a sort of mixture of display and play at the same time. And then, shout out for this one. So, this is your TIE Fighter. This was retired back in December of last year, although apparently there was some difficulty in actually finding it before then. Although it had quite a long run on the shelves, there were several people saying that they'd missed out on it. Well, if that is the case, now is your chance to grab it, and at a discount off of the retail price for this retired set. That is definitely welcome. So if you do want to grab this, now is your chance. Pretty good one, that. Alternatively, if you prefer Avatar, they've also got a discount off of the Floating Mountains and also your Tree of Souls set. This one is a really pretty one. I think if you're just going to grab one of the things from Avatar, this is probably the one to get. And you know what? It's going to be the case that nobody's going to be interested in Avatar now until the next movie comes out, and then at that point everybody's going to be interested in Avatar again. So grab it at a discount while you can, because then you'll be feeling smug later when everybody then wants it. Now, if we head on over to the Disney store, they currently have a decent little saving off of your Princess Ultimate Adventure Castle. Bear with me here. I know this probably won't appear to most of you, but if you are wanting to have a gift for a child in your life, or indeed to buy this and have it with you in your mother's basement, you know, whichever it is that applies to you, this is a good time to grab it, because if you saw my retiring Disney sets video, you will know that this is going to be disappearing. And yet, out of all of the more juniorized sets, the ones that are obviously aimed at the younger age range, this is undoubtedly the best. It's a good size, great amount of colours, it's got the best lineup when it comes to minifigures, and it has a huge amount of play options. So, in all seriousness, for a gift, this is actually a really good one. It was nonetheless a little bit expensive at retail, still worked out better than the others in the lineup, but now at a discount, this is the set to get. So I would say grab it and then, you know, pop it away, whether it is for a birthday, Christmas, whatever. At that sort of price, I don't think you'll be disappointed. And then lastly, for yourselves in the States this week, I've chosen Gringotts. So over on StockX, you can obviously place a bid for lower. It may get accepted and you can get this for cheaper, but your average sales price is currently $355. Now bear in mind that, yes, obviously shipping and fees change slightly depending on what state you're in. The retail for this is $430. So so even after you've added on some shipping and fees, you're still going to be getting a decent discount off of what is a hugely impressive set. Obviously, again, it's one of these ones that is so highly priced it puts it out of the reach of a lot of people, so a saving of $50, $60, maybe even $70 is going to be very, very welcome. And you're really not going to be disappointed with this. It is truly an absolutely phenomenal set. But with that said and done, let's take a quick look at Canada. Now, if you've ever watched my videos in the past, you'll know that I am a fan of art, and the 3D Amazing Spider-Man artwork is currently 20% off, which is definitely welcome. $260 Canadian, wow, that is a lot for a retail price. I think that'll definitely put quite a lot of people off. So 20%, definitely much more like it. Really interesting build, good to have on display. Give that one a think. You've also got a small discount off of LEGO's latest architecture set, but it is better than nothing. If you do like collecting their architecture, you might want to consider that one. I'm personally looking forward to Notre Dame that's coming out in June. Notre Dame Cathedral, that is going to be absolutely amazing. I'll be getting that first thing. You've then got 26% off the LEGO City Police Speedboat and Crooks Hideout. Now, this one was actually a new set for 2024, and yet it is going to be retiring possibly by the end of this year, certainly no later than January of 2025. And this is a good price for it, 26% off. This is definitely one of the best sets they did for City in this opening wave. Really fun. You've got the little dog there, the Wanted poster, which is rather strange to have a Wanted poster on the Crooks Own Hideout, but, you know, double bluff or something. And, of course, you get the speedboat and the little jet ski as well, so really fun little set. Going to look great putting it in a harbour scene in your city setup, and also fantastic for play as well. Then my gift recommendation for yourselves, either for the child in your life or the inner child in you, is the Wish Magnifico's Castle. It's got a lot of nice part usage in there in interesting colours you don't normally see in those parts, and of course if you are a fan of mini dolls as well, it gives us a good little lineup. But more to the point, I imagine that a lot of children will be wanting this considering the new Wish film, and yet it is normally jolly expensive, so 32% off, great discount. Still a pretty high price to be fair, but hey, if you're going to buy it, I think it'll be appreciated as a good gift. It will offer an awful lot of play, and you don't want to go anywhere near this at retail, so 32% off makes this a whole lot more palatable. And then lastly, back over to Amazon, they have in fact increased the discount off of the Clone Commander Cody helmet. They've still got discounts off the others as well, such as the Mandalorian, but nowhere near as big. Now, your Cody helmet, this was actually one of the best ones, I think, out of the entire helmet lineup. So 30% off, very, very welcome. If you're looking to round out your collection, or indeed if you haven't started one yet and you just want to get maybe one or two of the helmets, this is definitely one to go for. And at this price, quite frankly, it's an absolute steal. But that rounds it up for this week. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all the normal stuff. Send me lots of money. I always enjoy that as well. And I look forward to seeing you on the next one.